Hi guys, today I'm going to show you how to do an oil change on a 2008 Jeep Wrangler. I know there's a ton of videos out there showing you how to do it, but I'm going to show you how I do it. These are all the things you're going to need. Some oil, a filter, torque wrench, basic tools, some couple rags, oil catcher, a funnel to fill the oil or engine up, and ratchet and socket. It's a 13mm socket, and yeah, I'm going to show you how to do it. This is the way I do it. I know there might be some other ways to do it, but this is the way I'm going to show you how I do it. Alright, you want to start by loosening the drain plug. This is a 13mm socket and ratchet. And we're just going to loosen this up and get it drained. Make sure you have your oil pan catcher underneath. Oil catcher, I should say. Just position it correctly. And we're just going to drain that oil now. I'm not going to bore you guys with the oil draining out of the motor. Be back in a sec. Alright, now that the oil pan's at a slow drip here, I like to just put this drain plug back in and tighten it down. Now the torque spec on it is 20 foot-pounds. My rubber grommet's in good shape, so no need to replace that. There's a rubber grommet on the back side of this bolt here, but it's in good shape, no cracking, so I'm going to reuse it. The oil filter is up there, and that will be the next thing to get removed. But I'm going to go ahead and torque this down to 20 foot-pounds of torque and move on to the next step. Alright, now that we got the drain plug all tightened back up, the next step is to remove your oil filter. That's going to be on the front of the motor, just below the water pump area. Got my oil filter wrench right there, and I'm going to go ahead and take it off. It's counterclockwise, so it should be pretty easy. Yeah, it's already moving, so it's kind of difficult to do this one-handed, so I'm going to go ahead and set you guys down here if I can. Let's see here. Alright, got the oil filter out, and it is going to have oil in it, obviously, so just be cautious of lowering it down into the oil catcher. You want to make sure that this rubber ring on the bottom of this filter comes off with the filter, otherwise it's going to leak when you put your new filter on. And then I like to just clean that up with a rag. Just make sure the mating surface is all clean before I put the new oil filter on. And I'll show you how to do that in just a second. Alright, so we have the new filter here, and as you can see, I did clean off the mating surface of that oil filter housing. Now what you want to do is dip your finger in the new oil and just put a little bit of oil around the seal, and that is going to help create a nice seal so it doesn't leak. If you put this on dry, what's going to happen is when you touch the mating surfaces, it's going to touch and potentially damage that gasket. And now I put it on, and when you touch, oops, sorry about that. When you touch the housing, you want to turn it 3/4 more, and that's going to ensure a tight fit and no leaks. So I'll show you in just a sec what it looks like. Alright, got the filter almost on here. Like I said, it's very difficult to do this one-handed. You gotta give it to the guys that really do this really well on YouTube. Alright, so right about there, it's touching, and we're just gonna turn it another 3/4 of a way. If I can get my hand in there, I'm gonna have to set you guys down. Alright, there you guys have it. New oil filters installed. And we're gonna go up top and start adding oil in now. I'll catch you in a minute. Alright, now that we're up here in the engine compartment, I've already taken the oil fill off. It's not too hard, it's just unscrew it. And now I'm gonna put my funnel right inside there like that. Try to get it straight here. Have to be perfect. Alright, so now I'm going to start adding oil. These motors I believe take close to 6 quarts. It's like 5.5 I believe, or something like that. But I do usually the 5 quarts, check it on the dipstick, and then keep adding as needed. And then once it's completely to where it needs to be, I'll start it, run it for a bit, let it sit for a second, and then check the oil and make sure we're in the safe. Alright, I did fill it up with 5 quarts, and I'm checking it now. Let's see if this thing will focus. It's not going to focus. Well, this is almost to the top of the safe mark here. So I'm going to add a little bit more, just right above the safe, and then run it and check it again. I really wish this thing would focus, but it's not. Time for a new camera, possibly. Alright, I just added another maybe half a quart to the motor, so it's got about 5.5 in it, and the dipstick's reading just above safe. So the oil filter is going to take some of that oil. So we're going to run it for a little bit, and stop it, and then check it again and make sure it's all good to go. Alright, now obviously you want to put the fill cap back on, otherwise you'll have a big mess on your hands. Put that on, tighten it up just a bit. Alright, we're gonna run it. Alright, so I'm gonna show you guys how to reset the change oil on these Jeeps. When you turn the key on, it's gonna see if I have to have the door closed. See if it says it. Yeah, change oil. So I'm gonna show you guys how to change that or reset that real quick. Turn the key off completely. When you turn the ignition on but not run, hit the gas pedal 3 times back to back consistently, about a second in between, and it should reset the light. And there it is. So it's all reset, and we're gonna turn it on and run it now. Oil light will come on for a second. We're also gonna make sure we don't have any leaks underneath or by the oil filter housing. couple more minutes and then shut it off and check the oil one last time. And it looks like we're going to have to add a little bit more oil. As you can see, it's at the bottom of safe. So we'll go ahead and add a little bit more and keep checking it as we fill it up little by little. You don't want to overfill it. We'll get to the right level here. Alright, let's see where we're at now. Just about there. A little bit more. So it might take the full 6 quarts. We'll find out here in a second. Let me just put this back in. And, when you guys buy oil from the auto parts store, always write your mileage down on your receipt, so you can keep track of when you change the oil and when your next one should be. So I'm going to write this down, and that way you have record of it if you ever sell the vehicle. You can say you changed the oil at this time. Alright guys, we are at the very top of the safe mark there. You can barely make it out because the oil's so clean. But yeah, I took all 6 quarts, and I hope this video helps you guys. So this is how I changed my oil on my 2008 Jeep Wrangler. Thanks for watching, and until the next video, I'll probably be changing the transmission fluid as well. It's a manual 6-speed, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching.